Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So CHEAVON CLARKE becomes the British Cruiserweight champion. He knocks out Ellis Zorro with only 1 second left in the 8th round. Zorro took the count. Was it really one punch that did it? Probably not. It showed the good and the bad, I think, of Chev. This wasn't a particularly exciting fight. I didn't think so, but Zorro was trying to gain some sort of redemption after being blown away in 1 round by Jai Opataia at world level. He had to come back down. He's 31 now. Chev's actually 33. So both these guys, you could say for Zorro, this might have been a crossroads fight. He lost into the 8th in this fight. To be honest with you, I thought Chev just looked physically stronger. He looked far more dangerous. There was always that sort of ominous presence. Zorro was fighting defensively. It's not to say he wasn't throwing punches. He was trying to sort of counter, tight guard, kind of handled the pressure from Chev quite well, I thought Zorro did, for some of the rounds. Although Chev was winning the rounds on just sheer industry and physicality. He was throwing them more punches. He was landing some good punches. It wasn't a bad performance. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was a bad performance, but it was kind of pedestrian, a little bit one-paced. Don't forget, Chev was looking, he was going in there with a guy who'd just been blown away, may have been gun-shy. Was Zorro gun-shy? I don't think so. Not really. Maybe a little bit, but I just think the sheer physical strength and the heavy hands from Clarke were the telling factors. Zorro, in his 17 wins, he's only got seven by KO, and now he's got two defeats on the bounce by stoppage. Whereas Clarke now moves to 9 wins, no draws, no defeats, and 7 KOs. He stopped Tommy McCarthy in his last fight in 4 rounds. Did Vasil Duka. I think that was actually a 10-round points win. He stopped David Jameson in 5. He's a pretty good domestic level Scot. Yeah, I mean, this at 33, he's got to get his skates on. But 2 good wins on the bounce, McCarthy and Zorro, stoppages. Yeah, he's going about it the right way. If I was him, he's signed to Matchroom. I'd go with an EBU title shot. I think would be a good one. For Zorro, at 31, I mean, he's got some rebuilding to do if he wants to carry on. He ain't a bad fighter. He ain't a bad domestic level fighter. Way out of his depth, obviously, at world level. He did show some things in this fight. He showed some good defensive nous. He showed a little bit of experience. He was able to ride out the individual punches. But then towards the end of that 8th round, he did get clipped. They're both orthodox fighters, by the way. He got clipped by Clarke, and he backed off onto the ropes, Zorro, and Clarke kind of smelt blood. I think there was one particular punch that really buzzed Zorro, and the rest of the punches they kind of clipped him, but they clipped him on top of the head, which can be deceptively effective. They scramble your brain, and Zorro fell to the floor, and you could tell he wasn't getting up. I mean, he was flat out. It didn't really look like one punch, did it? It was a combination. It was that sort of salvo of punches. I think it just messed him up. It messed his equilibrium up. It messed his his neurology up. A minute or two later, he was standing up. He was fine, blinking a little bit, as you can imagine. But it's going to be disappointing for him. He's got some rebuilding to do if he wants to carry on. Ellis Zorro. As for Clarke, like I say, at 33, I think the EBU title is one he should go for. I don't really see him breaking on in the world level, to be honest with you. I think he's a bit one-paced, a little bit technically limited. But he's strong, he's physically strong, hits quite hard, so you just never know. He's only had 9 fights as well, so you have to give him a bit of credit. So what did you think? What was your opinion on the fight? Wasn't the most exciting fight, but it was okay. It was, run-of-the-mill sort of undercard fight. Let me know your opinions. Comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you if you've already subscribed. And also hit the like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. All right. Thank you very much. Speak later. Bye for now.